My man Lewis. Introduce me, man. I feel good now. All right, good evening. Good evening. All right, real quick. I said give me one clap, right? I'll say it right now. Give me one. Give me one. Give me one. Give me two. Give me one. Give me two. Give me one. Give me two. Give me three. Well, Lewis, give me 15. Appreciate it. Some of us can't count 15. Dude. Hey man, it's a blessing to be here. I'm truly blessed. My name's Andrew Zal, played at the University of Alabama, but before then I was a young kid just like you guys. All right, and I'll get right on into my life. Coach wanted me to talk about the high school days, man. Yeah, I played some high school ball, love high school. Talk about high school ball before I even talk about Alabama sometimes. Because when I was with a group of young men who were just like me, didn't have fathers at times, and we were winning state championships. We won 3 in a row, man, we were happy. Oh man, what a team. What a group of guys. What a group of guys grew up by the side of Lewis all the way up to, I had one get drafted, Gerard Warren. Remember Big Money Coach? Coach Cottrell. Remember Big Money? 6'4", 300-something pounds, went to the University of Florida. Great guy. Big, called it Big Money. Yeah, he made big money. Went to the NFL, made big money. Good friend of mine. But let's get into this, to my life, how I grew up, and it's, some of us have the same stories, some of our stories are different, but we all have a story. We all have a story that we can tell. And be able to tell your story. Every day you wake up with an opportunity to bless someone, so bless someone, regardless of who it may be. But what is your story? What is your story going to be? Make sure you tell your story. Make sure no one else gets the chance to tell your story. Every day. And if they do tell your story, make sure it's right. Make sure it's how you want your story to end, start and end. When I was 10, 11 years old, my dad wasn't there. My dad was actually a deacon in the church, but he wasn't there for me. I love my dad. Don't get me wrong, love him. I was walking around the block. I lived in the country. Old dirt roads and things like that. Anyone live in the country, dirt roads? All right, that's where I'm from. North Central Florida, right there, 30 minutes from Gainesville. But that's a city, and we're in where the dirt is. Love the dirt. Walk around barefoot. So I'm walking around the neighborhood, and I through the block and get up to the highway, and I see my dad. My dad's with his new family. Not one time did it cross my mind that my dad didn't speak, didn't stop and say, "Hey boy, how you doing?" Didn't cross my mind that he should at that time. It should have. It should have crossed my mind, why is dad not here? But that was the norm. A lot of us grow up with the norm of dad not being there, so it's just not there. No pity party for you, really, because what we have to do is what's in you. What you have to develop is get God and you get Jesus Christ in your life, so therefore then you can get through those times. And then as you get older, then you'll look back and say, you know what? I do now. I look back now and say, I missed something. I'm not sure what it is. But as older as I've gotten and look back, I say, you know what? I missed a man. Now, anybody can have a kid, but a man, a real man, I missed that. Telling me, you need to do this. How to. What to do. That's what I missed. Now, I grew up, I was a baby of 8. Had 6 brothers and 1 sister. I'm the baby of 8. And I had my brothers who sort of guided me along at times. But that man of the house is what we all missed. Now, when I walked around, I saw my dad. Not one time, I just kept walking. I didn't think anything of it. I saw him. I said, oh, that's my dad. And he kept going about my business. Later on in my life, my dad tried to get into my life. My dad was 60 when I was born, by the way. He was much older. I can tell you this, my dad was born in 1918. It sounds weird, I know it does. That's 1918. He was 60 when I was born. My mom was 39. I tell them all, y'all could have messed me up. He's 60, you're 39, I'm pushing it. But I'm here, thank God, and I'm here for a reason. I'm my dad's only child from my mom. Actually, I'm my dad's only child. My mom had other kids before she met my dad. with those brothers who actually grew up just like I did. Their dad left, and they grew up trying to help mom. Mom worked the fields. She did everything possible to make sure her kids got what they wanted. She struggled. She ate when she needed to. Not when she wanted to. She made sure her kids had it. So therefore, I tell you, respect mom, respect grandma, respect the ladies that are in your life. So as I'm growing up, I have one sister in my life, and I treat her like she's my mom. I say yes ma'am and no ma'am to my sister to this day. Okay? I am 36 years old, and I still say yes ma'am and no ma'am to my sister. Because that's the type of lady she is. So therefore, when you're going through life, and you hear in music how people are treating women, be different. There's a reason. There's a reason that you need to be different, because if it wasn't for a woman, we wouldn't be here. I can guarantee you right now, if it wasn't for a woman, not a damn man in here, not a man boy in here, want to have a child. Life is over if it's up to me. Have a child. Am I right, Coach? So life is what we have through our women, through the women of on this planet. Life comes from them, so respect them. Grew up in Lake Butler, Florida. Going through high school, I was quarterback, guy who everyone liked. Didn't want to play varsity football my 9th grade year. Told Coach Pruitt, I said, you know what, I'm not playing varsity. I'm playing JV for 2 years. Coach Pruitt said, man, you're going to be my starting quarterback as a freshman. I was like, no way. I'm going to play JV for 2 years, varsity for 2 years. And that's what I decided I was going to do. Coach Pruitt said, you're going to be my starting quarterback as a 9th grader. I said, okay. So I'm a starting quarterback as a 9th grader. We lose first round. I hadn't thrown an interception all year. And I had cousins and family members on the team. And everyone, I threw 3 interceptions that game. Everyone, we ran the wing tee. So wing tee, anyone else run the wing tee? We ran the wing tee. And we was chunking the ball at the end, and they were picking us off to beat us 6-0. So then, if you remember Keith Kelsey, he was on that squad, Coach. And I was afraid of Keith Kelsey. He was about 6'2", about 220, and the University of Florida was recruiting him. And he let us know about it. Every time he hit one of us, every time he ran one of us down, every time he called out one of our plays, he let us know about it. My sophomore year, we lose to Keith Kelsey again. But we also go 13-1 and win a state title. Let me tell you about winning the title. Let me tell you about winning, period. Winning, when I got someone behind me, when I got a brother, or say a sister, I got someone behind me. When I say brother, I'm talking about my teammates. I got someone behind me, I can do anything. Like right now, my wife and I are a team. And I can say, look, I want to move back home. And Coach, I can feel a little sketchy about it, but when my wife says, I'm behind you, hey, I'm out there and I'm gone. Then I can tell my wife, hey, look, I want to move back to Alabama, get back to my business. Then I can coach. And then she says, I'm behind you. That's the teammate you need to be for my wife. And that's the teammates you will have in life once you get married and you have your family, because that's what you need. You need team. Team. We talk about team all the time. Coach talked about it earlier. You need a team. Everyone does it together. Now, is it always what we want as a team? No. But if we're going to progress in life, in my marriage, we're going to move together. Whatever my wife wants to do, I do it. I found this out as well. My relationships are so much better when I am giving to others. When I am doing for others. The relationships, I tell you, if you don't believe me, try it. Try not being selfish and be selfless by doing something for others. And watch your relationship with that person, with a group of people, change. Relationships change when you stop thinking of yourself and you start giving of yourself. Relationships change. Second year in high school, we go undefeated. No, second year, right? Yeah, second year high school, we go, junior year, we go undefeated. Win another state title. that team has now believed that we can win. So every day you wake up, you believe that you can win because what? You have a team with you. I have 3 boys of my own. They're a team. We run track. They're a team. We're not associated with summer track team, but we're a team. They wake up, they believe they're going to win. They train together. I brought my nephew down last week, and he was not a part of our team, but he tried to get on. I allowed him to work out with us. He couldn't hang with our guys. My kids. My kids got upset because he didn't want to work out. My kids got upset because he was not a part of the team. He didn't want to be a part of the team. What you have to do is someone decides that not want to be a part of your team, you have to separate yourself. I know sometimes it's hard to get away from your homeboys. I know it's hard to say, man, that's my homeboy, man, he's doing something stupid right now. But man, I don't know, leaving. Because sometimes I said it earlier, if you lie down with dogs, eventually you're going to get fleas. That's what I said. So, whether it be bad habits, whether it be friends, family members, do the right thing. Find you a good team of people. Surround yourself with good people. 3rd year, we won a state championship, but guess what? I tear my ACL in the spring. First play of the game, spring game, I tear my ACL, and no one believes that my team, remember it's team, it's not just me. It's not about me. It's about the team that said, all right, you guys aren't going to win a state title. Andrew Zales is down. My team rallied. The quarterback that I backed up, I came back that year. I tore my ACL in the spring, came back that fall. 4 months, came back. I was backing up a sophomore my senior year. Senior in high school, I'm a backup. A sophomore. And here's what I was thinking. I need to win another state title. If it's going to be about I want to win another state title. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to back this guy up, be the best teammate I can be, and not worry about me. Coach put it plain and simple. He's a starter, you're the backup. So, man, if I can get a chance to get in, I am. So my senior year, I'm going to back up to a sophomore quarterback. He's struggling one game. You know what I'm doing? I'm behind him, making sure, man, look, you got to do this next time. You got to do this next time. Behind him. Because we had one goal as a team. That's to win a state title. To go out three-peat. It's rarely done at any level. At any level, it's rarely done. But I was so much about team and so much about what we are going to do, I was behind you. Win another state title. Coach Koster and those guys recruited me from Florida State. Florida backed away. And Bama and Syracuse, Auburn, and all those schools still recruited me, man. I was happy. And I'll say this tonight, I really, really want to go to Florida State, Coach. Really did. Well, they had a guy named Chris Winkie. Chris Winkie. I hear that name all the time, which is he actually won a national championship with you guys. Well, they said, let's wait and see what Chris Winkie does. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I tore my ACL, came back, played basketball my senior year, and I was like, you know what, man, I really can't wait. So I did it. Any Auburn fans in there?
War Eagle!
War Eagle!
War Eagle!
War Eagle! No, I actually committed to Auburn. Then on the flight back, I changed my mind. Yeah, it's like, what did I just do? But here's what happened. You know, I was, and remember this statement, I'll tell you this again before I move on. Suffer the pain of discipline or suffer the pain of regret. Okay? Remember that. Suffer the pain of discipline or suffer the pain of regret. And I'll come back to that. So I get back, I fly back. My wife, I've been dating my wife since I was a 9th grader in high school. She's my wife now. So I get back and she was trying to figure this whole committing to Auburn type thing and committing to schools. So we were talking about it and my mom said, I don't know, my coach Pruitt said, you really want to give up on quarterback? I said, yeah, because they all wanted me to play defensive back or outside linebacker. And if you look at me, I probably could have done either. I could have played outside linebacker, safety, right now probably D tackle or something like that. I'm big, yeah. But get back, And this is where it comes when you have a praying mother with you. A praying mother and a scared 18-year-old boy, not knowing where he's going to spend the next 4 or 5 years of his life. I said, Mom, I don't know if I want to go to Auburn. So we did this whole backtracking thing where I wasn't sure. And my heart then was set on Alabama. And I know from when I tore my ACL in spring of '96, I knew that God had a plan for my life. God had a plan for my life. And this is how I figured now as I gotten older and I look back and see how those steps, because those steps were not my steps. His steps were not my steps. His plan was not my plan. But who's in control? God's in control. Not me. So no, I didn't want to go to Alabama. I was a Florida boy. I was going to Florida, Florida State, maybe even Central Florida. I wasn't going way out to Alabama. That's 8 hours from my house. Florida's 30 minutes. Tallahassee's an hour and a half. Is that my clock? Is that my time?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I don't have my phone on me, so it's not my phone. I can talk over that.
Quiet. Keep quiet.
And I actually can scream. I can project if I need to. I'm good? Uh-oh. Started to rap just then. Can't rap, can't sing. Hey. Where'd my man go that was over here in the corner singing? And let me tell you something. And then I'll get back on my story, wherever I was. My mom, I used to sing in the choir in church. I can't sing. I can't. So I told her I can't sing. She tried to make me do a solo. I was about Lewis's age, trying to do a solo. And she would look at me and get mad at me. She said, "You're not singing, you're talking." So I think that's singing. I can't sing. So all I can do in the choir is do this. So the choir director, she would do like this. She would look up. She would look around. And I'm behind her. So my nephew and I, so we're sitting there. My nephew and I would be there rocking back and forth. And I say, I'm lip singing. Because I can't sing. And then I look at him. I don't hear anything coming out of his mouth. He's lip singing. None of us can sing. But I do. I mean, my worship is being able to talk and give it back in a different way. And I worship and I thank God for it. Where was I earlier? Sorry.
You want to go to Florida?
Okay, here it is. Yeah. Yep. Florida boy. Want to go to Florida? Couldn't. Then it's between Alabama and Auburn, Syracuse, Central Florida. Duncan Culpepper was there. And my mom and I, being this praying lady, she says, "Hey, look, I'm going to write it down. Oh, let's pray about it. Write it down. Put it on your pillow. I'm going to put it on my pillow. I'm going to pray about it where I think you should go. You write down where you think you should go. And let's see each other in the morning." And all night, I knew I was going to go to Alabama. And all night I said, "That's my mom. No, she's putting God in this, man. And now if she don't write down Alabama, it's going to be some problems." Get up the next morning, she put down Alabama, and I had Alabama. It was a wrap. I was going to the University of Alabama. Scared to death, but still going to the University of Alabama. And on my visit, for our first visit to Alabama, Mike Vaughn tells me, he says, "You're not going to play quarterback at Alabama, or here." He's already there. He's an established sophomore, junior, whatever it may be at the time. And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because they're recruiting a kid out of Birmingham, they're not going to let you play." Well, my first response was that I'm not afraid of competition. Every day you shouldn't be afraid of competition. Because if you do not have the competitive edge in life, not just in sports, but in life, every day, guess who's your biggest competition?
Yourself.
Thanks, selfish. You hyping yourself up every day to think you got. You know who's out there getting at you? Who wants to beat you at everything? The devil. Sin. That's who's out there after you. That's who wants you to change your mind about the goals that you have in life. That's who wants to change you, direct you, and send you out the door instead of listening to an opportunity. That's who tells you you cannot study tonight, you have to play this video game. That's who's telling you, you know what you need to do? You really need to go out and hang out with your buddies tonight. You really need to go do this. Instead of staying home, staying out of a little bit of trouble. Because a little bit of trouble can end up so much bigger than you ever imagined. So don't let sin, don't let people dictate what you do in your life, because they will. You know, don't do the right things, you end up in prison. They tell you when to wake up, use the bathroom, go to sleep, work out, whatever it may be. So do the right thing all the time. Kids, you're not. I know, hey, we're not perfect. No, you're not going to be perfect. No one is. But do the right thing all the time. Try. Because if you're trying and you're doing that, don't even stop trying. Do. Because I always get that, Coach. I'm trying. Stop trying. Do. Do it. So my mom prayed for me. We went to, I ended up going to the University of Alabama. Mike Vaughn telling me I'll never play. I'm not afraid of competition, man. I just won 3 state titles in a row. I'm not afraid of someone else getting here and battling for a job. So I go to the University of Alabama and have a great time. Struggle. Had to. Because that's why I'm the man I am today. My junior year, I'll go. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about my senior year at Bama. I would love to talk about when Coach Caution was there. And we had a great time. We really did. Coach Caution was one of the first godly men at the university that I sort of bumped into. Now, I'm pretty sure there were some others, but outspokenly and letting you know that he loved you, he wrapped his hands. You know, the biggest thing us men have, the biggest problem we have is telling another man that you love him. Is that right? Yeah, we have a hard time with that. You know, I had a hard time with that. My brother told me he loved me, and I thought the world was ending. I was like, what's wrong with you? Love me? Man, I didn't know how to respond. Love you too. But we know we love them. We love our brothers, man. We love each other. But it's just saying that it's a problem. Okay? But getting to Alabama and Coach Cottrell and those guys at the university were great. You know, I had an opportunity to play at one of the best universities in the nation, and did an outstanding job. Just in some eyes, did a terrible job in some eyes, and hey, I'm just happy to be able to be there. But my senior year, we were 3-5, and I was pretty much, we had just finished, I think your year, last year was 2000, and we're 3-8. What a terrible year. We started off number 3 in the country in 2000. Number 3 in the country, go to UCLA, and Foster and crew put a foot in us. Okay? So that our season started going like this. It was turmoil everywhere. But senior year coming around, we're 3-5, and I said, man, it's just like last year. I wasn't playing, I was on the sideline. And it was a Mississippi State game. Had a bishop out of Atlanta who sort of helped me get through those tough times, praying with me before every game. I'm on the phone with him. He was running me down. I was at the hotel. They wouldn't give me my hotel, my room number. He's saying I'm his uncle, so he would get my room number. We would pray on the phone. And he says, you know, nephew, I'm coming to see you. I said, don't, I'm not playing. This Mississippi State game comes around, I'm not playing. And we get in the locker room, and all year, you know, when coach was there, we used to get in the shower, and the whole team hold hands and pray. We would pray, and when coach them left, all that left too. New coaches come in, things change. We're 3-5, playing Mississippi State. Unc says he wants to come over, and I'm like, no, I'm not playing. He said, I'm coming anyway. We get in the locker room, and some of us seniors stand up saying, with 3 and 5, we're going to be in a bowl, something has to change. So we go back to the shower as a team, as a unit, and we pray. As a team, as a unit, and we pray. Let me tell you something about sports. Honestly, who wins, God doesn't care anything about. It's the unity that he's brought you guys. It's the unity that he's brought you within a group, a 50, 60, whatever, however many young men are together in a group, and he's bringing us together. You know what we did? We go out there, and I'm not playing. I'm in that locker room. I'm in that shower. We're praying, man. We're fully clothed, by the way. We're not pads. We're not just in the shower. Willy-nilly, you know what I mean? We are clothed. Right, not pads. So we go on the field. I'm sitting on the field. I'm watching Tyler play. Tyler's starting quarterback. I'm on the bench. I've been on the bench all year. And I don't know what happened, but I looked to the heavens and I said, I'm going to play today. I chilled within my body from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, and I was still on the sideline. All of a sudden, my number gets called to go in the game. I go in, I lead the team down. Tyler gets hurt. I lead the team down to the goal line, 5 yards away, and the third string quarterback taps me on the shoulder and says, I got you. And I lost a little bit then. So I jog to the sideline, and I'm not happy. And believe it or not, Antonio Carter says, Zal, you hadn't said anything all year. Don't say anything now. I didn't, okay? I sat back, I said, okay. The third string quarterback fumbles the second play on the goal line. Mississippi State gets the ball back. I get an opportunity to go back in the game, lead the team to a victory, play the game. Now player of the game, we win. Now we're 4 and 5. 9/11 happened, so we had to play Auburn the next game, and Southern Miss was later on. Play against Auburn, go in there. Auburn's headed to the SEC championship. We don't know who's starting. Is it Tyler or is it me? And the whole going back and forth. I didn't care, man. I had already went in and had a great time, had a great game. I cared, but it was like, hey, man, I've had my chance to get back on the field against Mississippi State and play well. But I'm going to start. I knew all week I was going to play, and the media didn't know, but all week I knew I was going to play. I go, get in this game. Before I run on the field, first thing I do is look up. Let's go. Thank God for every moment you have. Be ready for every opportunity that comes about, because you never know when that opportunity might not ever come back. So, when you see, if we were to sit in this room, and those doors are right there with windows of opportunity, and you are looking over here, distracted by drugs, by hanging out, by sleeping, when you should be in class, you should be at school. The opportunity passes, you never see that door open. All you see is a closed door. So therefore, you're not ready for your opportunity. Same thing. If you're late for school, you're late for church, you're late for this, you're late for everything comes about unless it's what you want to do. For whatever that event was that you're late for, let's say, be outside that door right there in 2 minutes because Jesus is coming. I guarantee you, everyone will pile right there and be waiting. You never know when your opportunities come, so guys, be where you're supposed to be at all times. Take advantage of your opportunities. Take advantage of God blessing you with your talents. When my opportunity came to play at the University of Alabama against Auburn that day, I was ready. We beat Auburn 31-7. They were headed to the SEC championship, beating 31-7. Then we're 5 and 5. I'm the player of that game. Next game, Southern Miss, we get a chance to play them in the rain. I'm the player of that game. We go to the Independence Bowl that year. We're now 6 and 5. We play Iowa State. I get hurt. Thought I got hurt. Calf problem. Doctor comes to me and said, "You're going to sit on the bench for your senior last game." I said, "Nope." I got up, went back in the game, and led the team to another victory, 14-13. I'm the player of that game. Truly blessed with the opportunities I have. Truly, honestly, ready for it. So when your opportunities come, be ready. Suffer the pain of discipline or suffer the pain of regret. If you're not ready, if you're not disciplined to get up in the morning, if you're not disciplined to study throughout the year, if you're not disciplined to do the right things in the community and the hallways, when you're walking up and down the hallways, you're going to suffer the pain of regret. Because there's going to be an opportunity to come and say, "You know, I can't play this year because I did something stupid in school." Suffer the pain of discipline, be where you're supposed to be, do what you're supposed to, or you suffer the pain of regret. There's a lot of guys that I know that play with me in my high school that were Division I players that never sniffed college football because they did not suffer the pain of discipline. In this world, you are one, but to one you may be the world. In this world, you are one, but to one you may be the world. You never know when someone's looking at you. Someone wants to be just like you, whether it be older or younger. We got older people. Do we have any grandkids? You know, anyone has grandkids? You have grandkids? Not you guys, but you know, these guys. You guys better not have grandkids. All right. Do you not raise your hand if you learned something from your grandkid? You learned something? Yes. Regardless of how old you are, how young you are, you learned something. So, but there's someone who's looking at you who wants to be just like you, wants to do exactly what you do. Whether it be a cousin, Lewis from Las Vegas, doesn't matter. Someone wants to be just like you. And if you keep on doing what you've always done, you keep on being who you've always been. Nothing changes unless you change it. If you keep on doing what you've always done, you keep on being who you've always been. Nothing changes unless you change it. The thing is this, guys, if you believe that you have an opportunity in life to do something special, but you continue to do the same thing and expecting a different outcome, you know, that's almost like the definition of insanity. Definition of insanity. Yes?
I was going to say, I think it's Albert Einstein said insanity. The definition of it is repeating the same thing and expecting nothing.
Same thing. Don't expect anything to change if you don't change your ways. Don't expect it. Expect to get the same old bum life unless you change it. Regardless if you're motherless, fatherless, you make the difference. You realize your situation. You change.